our love will be true. To make it last, we'll have to give it a try. It's just a test for you and I. You and I. I'll see you soon. I can't say when. Let's not let these good times end. It's gonna be hard for you and me to take on this pain and agony. Can't help myself from feeling this way. The hurt inside of me just won't go away. You'll be away for a long time. Thoughts of you will always be on my mind. On my mind. Do you feel like I do? I'll see you soon. I can't say when. Let's not let these good times end. It's gonna be hard for you and me to take on this pain and agony. I can't help myself from feeling this way. This hurt inside of me just won't go away. You'll be awake for a long time. Thoughts of you will always be on my mind. On my mind. Oh, do you feel the same as I do? Do you feel I can't help myself? No, no. Do you feel the same as I do? Do you feel I can't help myself? No. Do you feel the same as I do? Do you feel I can't help myself? No, no. Do you feel the same as I do? Do you feel I can't help myself? Do you feel the same as I do?
Hold on. How's it, everybody? And welcome to the Daily Pidgin Live. My name's Andy Bumatai.
And I'm James Money.
How's it, gangy? And you know, on this show, we're going to do something a little different. Never tried before. We're going to do an internet show broadcasting on 8 platforms. And from that show, edit out a TV show that airs on Channel 50. Hold on, I got a fancy logo right there, Channel 50 cable, and that will air probably starting March 6th. What's going on?
I'm looking at the logo.
Oh, oh, I see. I was wondering, what the heck are you doing? And I can kind of hear, listen. Can you hear one of the things here?
Yeah.
We got to fight the echo monster, everybody. Hold on. I think that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, so what that means is we're going to say how's it to the Hamajang Gang, and we have a special guest today, none other than actor extraordinaire Don Stroud. So this is how it's going to work. We'll do the internet, right, like this. We're not doing TV. Then we'll do segments for the television. Then we'll come back to the internet and we'll checkerboard that and see how it works, okay? But let me see if I can bring in Don here. For some reason, the guest is in the green room. I see that, okay? First of all, let me assign him to guest 1 and then bring him in. And there he is, right? Oh, wait, hold on. What's this in the back? I see you in the background there, but don't panic yet. Okay, source, blank. There we go. Whoop, hold on. And let's see if we can bring in Don Stroud. There he is. How's it, Don? Can you hear me?
I can. How you, brother?
How you doing, brother? Aloha. No, this is the internet part. We have not started taping the TV show part yet. Okay? Guys, if you don't know Don Stroud, he's been in 100 movies, over 100, over 200 TV shows, iconic films like the Buddy Holly story. Loved you as the drummer in that show. Coogan's Bluff with Clint Eastwood. He's worked with Robert Duvall and Shelley Winters. You name it. But how's it, Don? How you feeling today?
Good, my brother. All good.
You doing good? I love the shirt.
Well, it's my Hawaiian style. I'm sort of settled in here. We've been back almost 20 years, and we live in Hawaii, Kai, and I just love it here. And the mainland is another part of the world for me now.
Yeah.
I love being here.
Well, you and I have known each other since what, 2006 or 7, something like that?
It's been a while. That's sort of when I sort of came back to Hawaii, and Terry and I wanted to settle back here, and we got together and did a really fun television show. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what was it called? Nighttime. There you go. Let's say hi to the Hamajang Gang. The Hamajang Gang is the chat, Don, and I know you can't see the chat, but they're here. Let's see who is it. Hey, here's Garrett Ong saying, "Keep up the good work." Can you see that on the screen there coming up?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, there you go. And here's Pualani. Aloha! Okay, Pualani, there she is. Aloha, Gangi, pehea oi. All right, here's Nani Aloha, our moderator and associate producer. Garrett, how's it? Okay. How many of you guys have seen a movie that Don Stroud was in? Hey, there's Matt Statter. How's it? And there's Darlene S. saying aloha. You know what, you guys, do me a favor. When we start the television program part of this, right, put down where you're from. So the people on TV will go, whoa, where did all these guys from? And how it's going to work, guys, so you know, we're going to do this. Then we'll start the TV part. James and I will do the first segment by ourselves. That'll be 8 minutes long. We'll come back. Don, you still here, Ba? Okay, and then we'll do the second segment, and then it's Don Stroud's show from then on in. Work for you, Don?
Sounds good.
Okay. You know what, though? Before we get to TV, because things are a little relaxed, on the internet side here. See, there's my dog. Hey, stop. Hey, Don.
Yes, sir.
Talk just a little bit about what it was like to grow up on Waikiki Beach, having the icons teach you how to surf.
Well, I tell everybody that I was here, actually. I came here when I was 9 years old. My mom, Ann McCormick, who was a singer, married Paul Livermore. We had a little steakhouse on Beach Walk Avenue down by Waikiki. And I would get upstairs in the morning and we'd go down by the Halakalani and I walked down to the Royal Hawaiian down there. But the Halakalani in those days was sort of like little grass shacks, of course, $500 a night grass shacks.
Yeah.
There was no windows or anything, it was all screens and stuff. And then we'd go down further, come on to Waikiki Beach. And the first thing you saw was the beautiful Pink Hotel, the Royal Hawaiian over there. And there was Steamboat in Curly. Curly had a 42 koa canoe that was the Kamoi, the king of the sea. And I started going around there, and the Alligator Canoe Club was over there in the old days. And the Beach Boys were Rabbit K. Kai, Mud Warner, Blackout Whaley, Dookie, Bobby, Manahuni. These guys were powerful, Jama. And I grew up with all these people. I was about 10 years older than me. But Rabbit took me surfing the first time, and I got in the water, and I never got out.
Well, you know what? We're going to talk more about that in the second segment. But let's start the television show, Don. If you're okay with hanging out, are you all right?
Hearing?
Yeah, no, and I'm saying, are you okay? Just hanging out and waiting through the first segment. Okay, great. And by the way, when you lean in like that a little bit, the microphone is clipping. So you might want to. I can hear you fine if you stay back.
Okay.
Okay, or maybe, we'll figure it out, Don. We always do, don't we? Okay, hang in there, gang, because I'm going to play the fancy opening for the TV show. Here we go. Let me start this timer. Boom, And
Hey, how's it? Like a full-time job.
yeah, good thing neither of us are working.
And then tell me what you have. So it's so funny. I love it.
Oh, how's it, everybody? And welcome to the Daily Pigeon here on Channel 50. KKAI. How's it, gang? And my name is Andy Bumatai.
And I'm James Money.
And you're watching the Daily Pigeon. Now, this show is kind of unusual. It's probably something you haven't seen on TV before because we do a live broadcast every day, 5 days a week at 3 p.m. Hawaii time. We're on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, what else?
Say Twitch.
Well, anyway, most of the platforms, and we do that show every day, and we edit out this part for KKAI Channel 50. Okay, so you'll see things like come up like here's, look at this here. This is OG Sumo Vibe. These are people who are chatting right on the internet, right? He goes, "What's the call letters again?" No, not Kukai, brah. See, look at this. There we go. Rick says, I got it right here. See, these are people who are chatting. Now, you're on television. You can't see the chats, okay? But let's see. Call and I have a phone coming in. Oh, I have a phone call coming in. Look at that. But we're not going to take it because we're shooting television, James.
We are professionals.
We are professionals. And by the way, if you have any suggestions, please send it to info@bumatai.com, okay? On the people on the TV, because you can't chat like the chat people can. And here's the deal. If you intend to send an email that says, hey, you know what, you guys, you're kind of junk. You need improvement. We know that. Okay? Waste your breath. Don't waste your breath or your bandwidth, right? By the way, James, is that a new shirt?
This is. Thank you for noticing. This
Yeah.
is from Oahu Golf Apparel, which they make the most amazing golf apparel. And you can check them out at OahuGolfApparel.com, and they are in consideration. Did I say that right?
No.
They're
no.
provided for promotional
Look at
consideration.
it, you gotta read it.
By Oahu Golf. Because they don't air that after Wheel of Fortune anymore. I haven't heard it since
haven't heard
the 80s, but I love it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the story for you. Okay. James was opening for Tomua at the NBC Arena. Okay. Oahu Golf Apparel was in there and said, you know what? We sell 5 and 6X shirts. Am I wrong? And if you have any idea how hard it is to find a 5X model, sitting across from me is the. There we go. Wait, hold on. Let's go to the top shot. Hold on. Maybe that'll work. There we go. There we go. Ta-da. Oh yeah, that make big body. You don't have to make big body.
Suck it in. Yes, I'm a walking billboard. So if you want to help me out,
well, with the pattern on that shirt, literally.
I know. This like you can use this either for your big friend, or you can use it to cover your car.
Oh, look at this here. Danny Helton is on YouTube. You see, when you see these little icons, you see the little logo in the bottom. You can tell that brother right there is on YouTube. And Rick S here, I bring him on. Look, he's on Twitch, right? You see, that's how you can tell. And then here's Pulani, also on Twitch, except I never clickanizer good enough. Right there, boom. Miles. Hey, and Miles is coming in from, by the way, like Ella here, you guys, and I'm talking to the people in the chat, let us know where you're from so the people watching on Channel 50, look, here's Ella's from Florida. There we go. Okay, I'm going down looking here. Here's brother from the ninth state from Colombia.
Wow.
Mean, huh? You bugger.
Different
How's it?
country.
Yeah, and here's Poppy Cheney saying how's it to a lot of people right there. And Duck Draws just giving one. How's it? How are you? Hey guys, TV stars now. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. TV, but stars
Yeah.
remains to be seen.
Oh, here, look, Joanne. Joanne, I'm upstairs from Don. There we go. Hey, music is life. Need license to wear a shirt. Oh, do you need a license?
Nice
Oh,
catch.
no, bro. Mean right there. And here's Erwin from Washington State. How's it? Okay. In about about 4 more minutes, we're gonna bring Don in. Okay. And so hang on there. But I just want to say hi to everybody. Okay. How's it from Boston, Massachusetts? Hey, come on, mouse. Allow me to clickanize the peoples right there, medium 7 up. Okay, and again, if you want to join us, right, 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time on most of the platforms, just search Andy Bumatai and you can join in the chat here and watch us make this TV show, right? Here's Kevin Frazier from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Oh, all over. Aloha from the Night Island. This is another Rick S. We have 2 Rick S's, evidently. Yeah. Gil Soto from Texas. Aloha, Gil. Ooh, and this the other Rick S. Stay Milwaukee, cold country. That's right. Okay. Oh, Patty from Virginia. Man, look at this.
All over the country.
Man, I know. I like travel now when I see this, right? Ooh, thanks, brother, for see me. Oh, really, Danny? What? Are you you insecure? Huh? You like? Okay, again, if you've just joined us, okay, what we're doing is a live internet broadcast, and from it, we're going to edit out a TV show. Okay, that's this show that you're watching here right now. Okay, where's my fancy graphic? Oop, there we go. Right, there's the whole budget right there. Yeah, no, it doesn't
There it
matter.
is.
Yeah, ooh, you'll get it. You'll get it. Oh, and here's Sam Bittner from Andy and James. How's it from Ventura, California? Right there. Okay. So let's see. Oh, look, we're almost done with this first segment. There are 6 segments in a television show. Okay, we just did the first one. We're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back with actor extraordinaire, my good friend, Don Stroud. Okay? Hold on. Let me count down. I'm not. Oh, look, someone went and evoked Don Ho. Hey, look, I'm Don Ho. How's that? Right there. But let's say hi to Melanie from Anaheim, California, right there. Okay, gang, we'll be right back after this. Ooh. Okay, we got through that. Don, how'd I do?
I'm good.
No, I was saying that first segment, how'd I do? Did I sound like TV?
Well, you were pretty good. You were good. You were pretty good.
Yeah, I get it. Hey, look at this here. The Kong Show. There's Kamasami Kong coming in on the chat right there. Now, this is the internet part, okay? And after this, then I'll do another little opening, and then we'll start talking, and then I'm gonna re-ask you what it was like to be a surfer in the golden age of Waikiki. Okay. I know. I can't ready. Hey, look, here's Jim Maraboto. Hi, Don. Do you know Jim?
No what?
Huh? Do you know Jim? No? Okay. Here's Sam
Gee, no
Bittner.
sound.
He doesn't have his headphones on.
What? He doesn't have his headphones?
It's not on. His ears.
Can you hear me?
Remember he had the red ones? It's
Yeah.
not on anymore.
Well, I don't know. Terry, are you there? Oh, well, I'm glad we're not on TV. This is the internet part. Melody Nuiva. There's Melody
Yeah,
Nuuiva. Is any relation
no sound.
to the
Completely
famous
dead.
Nuuiva
What
surfer?
happened? Oh, I'm talking here.
Terry,
I
Sean,
got it.
what
Yeah,
happened? Yeah.
Andy, it connected to my phone and it screwed up the power beats. Connected to my phone instead of, so I canceled it out and we're going to come back now.
Okay, that's cool. We're still on the internet. We
Take
haven't
those
done the
out.
TV show part. Oh
On,
Okay,
on
yes.
take those
television?
out.
Yeah,
Yes,
look,
because
Melody
the problem
is related to David Nuuiva,
oh,
one
David
of my
Nuuiva, yeah.
Come on.
yeah, one of my man, I never met the guy. Well, actually, I did meet him once in passing. But what a surfer! And in fact, he was in a
Turn it up,
movie,
please.
and popularized the skeg first takeoff and nose riding. Amazing. Oh, was Dad?
Don't
Dad
press
was
on it.
David
Don't press on it.
Senior, and brother was surfer. Oh
turn it up.
man,
He did.
I knew a David Nuuhiva, but he was like my age. So he was at high school, and I think he graduated like 94,
How's that?
95.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Hey, look,
Better?
there's Johnny Rocks
worse?
Hollywood saying, "How's it, Don?" So can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, we're back. All right, look at this. Ride the wild surf, Don. Okay, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna go away and come back for the second segment of the TV show. We'll bring you in. Glad we figured the ears out before we did TV. Whoop woo! Ooh, look at this, Johnny. Love him. Remember Johnny Rocks Hollywood? He was on the show. He was
Of
an
course.
intern.
David DeWeaver's an old good friend of mine, too. I know David since we were little kids.
Yeah. Well, I never met him, but man, always, what a surfer. Goofy foot too. So,
Good surfer, good surfer.
there we go. Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna go back to this, and I'll be right back, and we'll bring you in, Don. Okay, hold on.
I know, but you talk a little
How's it,
bit.
everybody? And welcome back to the Daily Pigeon. Oh man,
here,
we
I
had
need
a
you.
little Menehune tech attack in between the
drink.
segments there. Did you see that?
I heard it.
You heard it.
Yeah.
Luckily, the people watching on Channel 50 never hear them.
Nothing.
Right, I know, because the Menehune, when they're not making rock walls, they're here messing with our technology. But it won't stop us because we have an icon of an actor, a guy who's worked with the likes of Clint Eastwood, Robert Duvall, Shelley Winters, and brother from Hawaii. Please help me welcome Don Stroud. How's it, Don?
I'm good.
There you go. Love the set. Love
Well,
your
I put up
background.
a little something. This is my second room, This is my little quiet room.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Hey, I want to ask you, a lot of people are surprised to hear that you are originally from Hawaii. I know you came here when you were, what, 9 years old?
I was in the 5th grade. Yeah, that 9, 10.
Yeah, right there. And your mom, Ann McCormick, right? A singer who toured with the likes of Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Wow. And
We
go ahead.
had a place called the Embers right on Lures Road off of Kalakaua Avenue. And she sang down there. Place was jammed. A lot of people came in. She was a great, great singer. Toured with Frank Sinatra and with Raymond Burr and Bob Hope and the USO and all those shows. She was quite a gal. She just passed away. We'll go back 6 years ago.
Wow. And what was it like growing up on the beach at Waikiki?
Well, I was definitely a haole boy with my blonde hair. And when I went to Kaibiki High School, I was the only haole kid in the whole school. So I told everybody I was Chinese, haole, Hawaiian. Now, whether they believed it or not, that was my gig. But the problem was, Kaibiki was a really rough school. But I could play the bongos, and that saved my life. They said,
Yeah.
after I played the band, everybody would see it and go, oh, he's a good guy. He's local boy because he can play the bongos. So it saved my life. But growing up on the beach, it was like being the only haole kid. I mean, I don't know if you know the names, but these Beach Boys of those days, These guys were major, major players and brilliant surfers. Don't forget, we surfed all the long 10-foot boards and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was quite different in those days. But Rabbit Kai and Steamboat and
Sure.
Mudwater and Watanabe and Mud and those guys, they ran the beach. And like by the Royal Hawaiian, the outrigger canoe guys had their uniforms on, and there was these guys down there. Now, Steamboat, those guys were such heavyweights. Nobody went by the Royal Hawaiian. That was his beach over there. He had his canoe and his surfboards, and that was his action over there. Then he came down to the Outrigger Canoe Club. Next, that was the Moana Hotel, and that was Mudwater and Watanabe in their place. They had their canoe right there, and they did whatever they did. And moving down a little further was Hale Au Au. Now, that was a other group of people. Now, this is only a beach of, 300 yards long, Waikiki Beach. It's not very long,
Yeah.
but 3-4 very different sections. Because you go down by Kohiu Beach, that's a whole other place down by the banyan tree. That was strictly kind of the real local, because I paddled down there. I paddled at Waikiki Surf Club, and the Waikiki Surf Club was right there next to a place called the Waikiki Sands. And the Waikiki Sands, those days, all you could eat for $1. And in front was Miss Young's place. We'd get our plate lunch, teriyaki steak, 2 scoops rice, 1 scoop macaroni salad, 50 cents.
Hey, Don, I have a picture of you here. And when I looked at the surfboard, I said, you know what? That goes way back. That goes too far back. But was this from a movie or something? Let me bring it in here, see if I can do this. Hold on. There, you see that? You see
Well,
that pic?
That's just a publicity shot.
Oh.
That's way before my time, that board. But
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
doing some stuff on Gidget, and I was playing the kahuna. And we used those boards just for a publicity shot. The boards, that was way before our time. The
But-
boards we had were balsa wood.
Yeah.
These were hollow, like paddle boards almost.
Yeah, and they're very difficult to ride. There's no fin, right?
Well, it was a whole different idea of surfing. The shortboard is like driving a Ferrari. Whack, 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 whack. The longboard was just,
Yeah.
and you sort of cruise along. But then the guys on the North Shore were surfing those big long boards at Waimea Bay. Buzzy Trent, George Dowding, Peter Cole, these major surfers. They were riding longboards, and it was a completely different thing coming down on a wave on a shortboard, because your speed is so much faster on a shortboard. I'm talking about a 6-7 foot board compared to a 10 to 12 foot board. The big boards are called guns, and
Yeah.
they're totally different, Cadillac or Ferrari, and that's the difference in those surfing.
Yeah, but you actually competed, didn't you? Didn't you do very well?
Well, I was 4th in the world. It was one of my proudest moments in life.
I
After
found
Napoleon, Freddie
Yeah.
Hemmings, Paul Strauss, and myself, and Wade Miata. Wakaha, Duke Hanamoko, World Championship, Junior Man. There we are, right there.
right there.
That's me right there.
But look at this. Look at that picture of Fred Hemmings.
That's
right
Freddie
in the
Hemmings. Yeah.
middle.
That's Freddie Hemmings. And there's Paul Strauss, a great surfer, and Daffy Napoleon, great Hawaiian, heavyweight Hawaiian.
Wow.
And of course, Wade Miata,
Now,
was a
that it was surfing though that actually was your lead in to show business. Am I wrong?
Do you want to? Here's the story. They're shooting Hawaiian Eye, not
Yeah.
Hawaii 5-0, Hawaiian Eye. And Troy Donahue, he couldn't surf. So they were looking for someone to surf. And I went, oh my God. I was just so excited. And Howie Horowitz came up to me. He says, can you surf? I said, can I surf? I'm 4th in the world. I thought I could surf. So I started doubling for Troy Donahue. So you saw in Ponce Ponce was Kui Lee. Was
Sure.
Ponce Ponce. And you'd see Troy Donahue coming down a wave. Well, that was me coming down the wave. Like, they would cut to me and stuff. So they hired me as a stuntman for Troy Donahue to do his surfing. And Troy and I became best of friends. So I became his stand-in. But that's how it started. The guy just says, can you surf? I said, brother, can
Are
I
you
surf?
kidding? That's
I had long
amazing.
blonde hair,
Hey Don, are you telling me that Kui Lee was one of the stand-in surfers? The Kui Lee?
No. Well, Kui Lee was for Bob Conrad. He doubled Bob Conrad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was the stunt. Wow.
Yeah, Kui Lee. And I did those two things.
That's
And,
amazing.
yeah,
I got to tell
and
you,
it was
hey Don, we're gonna take a commercial break, and we'll be
okay.
right back with
All
more
right.
of of Don Stroud and some amazing stories right after this. When we go to break, Don, we can still hear you. You know.
Is it going okay?
Yeah,
You sure?
you're really fast.
Sure, that's right.
Okay. Let me look at the chat here a little bit. Okay, we're back to the internet here. My
People,
best
just
bodyboarder
here,
is my best friend.
because
Is
people
a
aren't going to be
surfer.
able to understand you. You're talking about all these things, and they've got to pull it all in.
Okay, what's going on, you guys? Right?
With us?
You still there, Don? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
we're off TV, but what I was saying is, when I go to break, right, your mic is still hot. So if I go
Oh,
to,
glad you told me.
yeah, nah, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? This is how
Was it
we
on the
do 'em.
air?
How much Jane Gang? No, we're only on the internet now. We're not on the TV side. Well,
Okay.
I'll warn you before we come back and do TV so we can sit up straight.
They
Right?
could hear me when it was off. They could hear me. Kind of
Yeah.
yelling at
Oh, hey, hi, JoJo girl. Aloha. Thank you for joining us. Always nice to see you. Oh, this is very cool. Thank you, Michael. Mililani Transit Center. Oh, you saw that, Abra. Yeah. Another wonderful episode. My favorite. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Give me.
Woo. Cool stories, brother. Well, hey, hang on, Danny, because it gets better. I promise you, right? But I wanna do this. Take another look at this. How amazing is this picture? I mean, look, Don Stroud, man. I know, but just to see Fred Hemmings as this kid, Don. How about that? Wow. Hey, you know what though? But while we're before we go back to the TV part, talk about James Arnez, because didn't he surf with you at Makaha, where I'm from?
I did a whole complete story on the internet about James Arnez. We're at Macau, which was, you had to kind of know how to surf Macau. You know that. That's your own
Yeah.
neighborhood. James Arnez rode a 12-foot board, and he was a pretty good surfer. Now, he was a big, big boy, but he was coming down. He was so white, and he had this red hair, and it was a good. I said, that's Gunsmoke. Oh, that's Gunsmoke. And we were kind of younger at the time. But
Yeah.
he surfed Macau, and it was a thrill. And then when I did Gunsmoke, many, many years later, I went, do you remember Macau? He says, do I remember Macau? I was a kid. I didn't say he remembered me, but it was Macau that he remembered. It was a dear, great place that he loved.
Hey, I don't know if you know this, Don, but James's son, Rolf, did you ever meet Rolf, the boy?
Good surfer. Oh, yeah, surf Macau.
Not only that, he was the 1970 world champ. Wow.
I know.
So much happening in Makaha at the time. Wow, too much. Okay, so let's do. Hey, wait a minute. I gotta do. Let's see. We did that one. This will be segment 5. I got losing track.
No, we did one, and then we did one with him. So it's
Okay,
two.
so
We've done two.
so we have four more segments left here. Again, I'm brand new at this. Who love these talk stories and memories? I miss being a little kid listening to our elders. Oh, no, Eva, mahalo. She likes being here. I'm sure because people can pronounce her name. Get the Okina, right? Okay, let's do more television, gang. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna play this fancy graphic, and then we'll be right back with more of Don Stroud. And again, we may take a break after that. Yeah, we may take a break after that so that the chat can ask Don some questions. Okay, so here we go. Oh, thank you. Woo, how's it, gang? And welcome back. Okay, let me start my timer here. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
I know. I'm like, wow. This whole making television thing kind of tough, huh?
A little bit. I thought it'd be easy, but I guess not.
No, that's why, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it.
I
And talking about everyone doing TV, we have a guest who has done over 200 television appearances. Here we go. Let's continue with Mr. Don Stroud. Hi, Don.
Hello, 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 aloha.
Oh man. Okay. So now you're surfing with your Troy Donahue's stand-in surfing double in Hawaiian Eye, right? How does that get you to Hollywood?
Well, he was going with Suzanne Flechette, which was a pretty famous gal. She
Woo.
passed on, of course.
Oh yes.
And they says, I was very comfortable on the set. I loved the whole scene. I had the fair going with the camera. As soon as I saw it, I went, oh, I like this. I like
Yeah.
this whole situation. So they said, why don't you come to Hollywood and give it a shot? I said, oh, that's a good one. I was pretty young. I was on the beach. I was talking
Yeah.
very heavy Pidgin, brother. I was talking to kind of keep one of them guys who give her I was talking this heavy language. So
Yeah.
they said, why don't you come to Hollywood and give it a shot? So I did go to Hollywood, and I gave it a shot. And they ended up working at the Whiskey A Go-Go, the world famous Whiskey A Go-Go. I was
You
only 20 years
entertained?
old.
Did you play music?
No, I was the bouncer.
Oh,
A
I was
bouncer?
a bouncer at the Whiskey A Go-Go. I just came off the beach, and they hired me as a bouncer at the Whiskey A Go-Go. And I worked there, the Doors, the Leads.
But that was a
Buffalo
heavy
Sleeper,
place at that
Janis
time,
Joplin,
wasn't it?
Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, standing room only. And when Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor came in, I was a bodyguard at the table. When the Beatles came in, I was a bodyguard at their table. When the Stones came in, then when the Queen of Queen of England came in, I was her bodyguard also. So I met a lot of folks, and the place was jammed. The Doors and them, and it was just wonderful, wonderful days.
But
And then,
how
of
do
course,
you go ahead? I was
well-
gonna say, how do you go from being a bouncer to to working movies?
I finally caught up with Troy.
Oh,
I said, hey, how's it, brother? I just got in. He says, come on up right away. He said, I want you to meet someone named Dick Clayton. Dick Clayton had Jimmy Caan, he had Al Pacino, he had Dustin Hoffman, he had people like that, Jimmy Dean.
wow.
And I went to meet him, and he went, you got something. I was Hawaiian, I was real tan, and I was tough, and I was a surfer. And they took me to Universal Studios, and that day they put me on the contract, $350 a month or a week or whatever it was. It was
But,
ridiculous.
that was
Because
money
at that
back
time, my
then.
story gets deeper. I was driving around the limousine with $20 in my pocket.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a funny time. But I met this Dick Clayton agent, and he put me on the contract at Universal. Raymond Burr, Marcus Welby, the Virginian, Name of the Game, met Rock Hudson. It just went on and on and on. Barnaby Jones, all those great shows. Jake and the Fat Man went on and on and on. And I started doing these shows, and I started. Something's wrong, T. Something went wrong on my thing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you
something was-
fine.
I think.
Yeah, you know
Siri
what?
just said something.
Yeah, the Bluetooth
Oh.
is messing up there.
Siri, stop.
It's okay, I'm back. So,
Yeah.
so I started doing. We had Universal. That's where we're at. Universal. So I started doing all these shows at Universal, and then Clint Eastwood was on the set one day, and he says, "What are you doing right now?" I said, "Oh, I just finished Ironside," and they says he talked to Lou Wasserman. So I want that kid in my movie to play Ringerman, Coogan's Bluff, one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
It was my first experience to New York too. Came in from Waikiki Beach right to New York. Is go like going to Mars. Well, there's Clint right there. There's a good shot. And I played this character Ringerman.
Is this from
and it was a-
Coogan's Bluff? Is this
Coogan's Bluff? Yeah, this is Coogan's Bluff. That's one of the shots, and we got along really, really well. And the movie stands up even today. It plays on television all the time, and everybody. I have a Facebook and all those things, and many fans, and I get letters from pretty much all over the world because I've been around for 500 years. But I get letters from all over, and so many people saw that film and like that film. Now, this film is the old days, and they're still showing this film. Clint Eastwood, of course.
But the thing I liked about Coogan's Bluff is that you think of Clint Eastwood as a cowboy, kind of, right? Did you do any cowboy movies with him?
Well, we did Joe Kidd. Oh, Joe Kidd with Robert Duvall and Clint Eastwood. It was a really good Western, too.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
a
wait
good
a minute.
Western, yeah.
I have this. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that's it right there. And
Yeah.
I did that film with him. This was a great part of Lamar. This guy was just really nasty. And Clint, he punched me out about 5 times in the movie. I fell through a trap door. At the end, he ends up shooting me. Every movie I'm in, I get either shot or beat up or strangled. Yeah.
Oh.
Raymond Burr beat me up in his wheelchair one time on Ironside. I went, how could this be? But that was the movie business, when
Yeah,
the
sure.
characters aren't playing, always gets it in the end. And that was a great time. Great time.
Great times. So, on this one here, explain what's going on here. This is one of my favorite actresses from that era is Shelley Winters. I want to show what's going on here.
This is a film called Bloody
Yeah.
Mama. Robert De Niro, Bruce
Yeah.
Dern, me, Shelley Winters, Pat Hingle. Good film. It's the old days. It's the beginning. Shelley and I became very good friends, but she played Mom Barker, which is a famous gun-toting mom with her
Sure.
sons. And I played the oldest son. It's kind of a nasty little movie. It's not the one you take your children to, but a lot of machine guns and a lot of motherly love. If you understand what I mean.
But
She-
in
she
the
had quite a-
But Don, in the story of Ma Barker, that eldest son was like her main accomplice. Am I wrong?
That's me, Herman Barker. That's me.
Yeah.
That's the part I played. And Robert De Niro played her second son, and Bruce Dern was her third son. So we're all her kids, and it was a
Names.
pretty good movie. It's the old days. But Shelley and I became best of friends. As a matter of fact, the first thing I ever did
Yeah.
was in Universal Days after they put me on the contract. Universal was a thing called Bob Hope Chrysler Theater, which was pretty good in that day. They had really top of the line stuff. Shelley Winters was doing a show about the beach, but the kind with the umbrella and stuff like that, kind of a corny beach. And they needed the Beach Boy, and I was under contract to Universal, and she wanted someone else to do the film. And as I walked in the room, she went, "He'll do."
He'll
And we
do.
became
Hey,
good-
hey, Don, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. And I want you to finish that story. Amazing. We'll be right back, gang.
The picture-
Wow,
yeah.
we got through another one. I got to tell you,
Wonder
I
why
feel
that
so
earphone
bad
is
having to
detecting
say,
here.
hey, cutting you off in the middle of these stories. It's just so, just the pictures alone. Hey, maybe I'll show this one again, but I have to know. Oh, oops, no, wrong one. I have to know who this handsome bugger is right here.
Oh, that's Lamar. That's Joe Kidd. That was a great part with Robert Duvall. This movie made a bag of money. It's Clint Eastwood, his movies all made good money. But that's Lamar. Great character. That's one of my outfits. I have a couple more when we're more on the horses and on the cowboys and stuff. This is the gangster part of the film.
Did you ask to keep that wardrobe? Look how good you look at it.
I'll tell you what I like. I like the hat. Look at the hair. Look at the hair on this guy. Huh?
Yeah. Look at the hair. Oh, that's great. I got to ask you this one, and because this is one when I went to Hollywood, I always had trouble with, and it just seems like it was natural to you to get along with these huge stars. I mean, were you ever starstruck? How did you handle that?
Well, I tell you, there's only one way to play things. I did a tour across the whole United States, and I'd go to Miami, and they say, "Who do you like in the game?" and stuff like that. I go, "Oh, I like Minnesota." I learned to go when you go to that state, you root for the Dolphins. You go to Minnesota, you root for the Vikings. You go to Chicago, you root for the Bears. And I
Oh,
fucked it up.
Nice.
So all the radio shows, they go like, well, what do you mean you root for the Bears? And then Bob Conrad said, look, don't do this. We were doing this film called Mirth to Surf. Pretty good film. He says, you tell the people that this state is the greatest place you've ever been in your life. And I want to move here.
you
And
want to move here.
I'm
So
bringing my
that's
family here, and they'll love you. They'll love you. Oh,
so.
what? Did you should see? You should heard Don Stroud talk about North Carolina. He said he's moving his family there, and
Oh,
it
it's
works
great.
because I had
It
a premiere
works.
going that night, and it was no internet those days. This was television
Yeah.
shows and stuff like that. But that kind of stuff I learned real quick. So the same thing with the stars. Yes, sir. You're the boss. I'm gonna do everything I can to make you look good.
Look at this. Hey, Don, look at this here. Edward de los Santos says, I remember all them shows from the Hanna-Barbera days. And here's Linda Maynard saying, I watched everything and anything with Don starring in it.
She's a good gal. We're friends on Facebook, Linda and I. She's a good gal.
Yeah. Wow. Too much. You know, and then Darlene says, aren't they all people famous for what they do, but they've still all just people? Is that how
Aren't
you
they
made
all
it
just
work?
people? Yes.
Well, I'm an old surfer. I've been to so many different stages of life.
Oh, you didn't come
But
back?
Hollywood had.
Oh yeah.
What,
Oh, this is
we're
we're
out?
not back yet?
No, no.
Oh, Don,
Oh,
I thought we were on TV. We're not on TV yet. We may have to
I'm
come
having a
back.
ball anyway. Just shoot it at me, man.
That's great.
You didn't do the
Okay.
intro.
The way to go this way.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm still learning how to do
So
this.
far
Okay.
out.
Oh,
Get it. Fix
You
it. Fix
can't
it.
get it in
Come
your
fix
ear.
it quick.
Are you on?
no. We're still on the internet. We got plenty of time. Take your time.
Fix that.
Right? Here,
in
London,
your ear. It's
Mrs.
not in your
Uncle
ear.
Don. There you
Put it
go.
Oh, here's Aaron. These are all a
Ooh.
lot of people on Facebook.
Yeah, there we go. Well, I may ask you that question again now that we'll do take two on that because that's the hardest part for me. Okay, so we'll come back this will be our would this be the last segment?
No.
Okay, this is the second segment. Okay, we're gonna be I'm gonna go away, come back, and we'll talk more about
The fourth segment.
Yeah.
This is going to be the
Whatever
fourth
you
segment.
need, brother.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you got it. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Oh man. Oh, okay. Hey, we're back.
Better?
And those
Lost
people
the sound.
talking in the background are not
No,
are
you
Don
can you hear
Stroud
him?
and his wife.
Andy, I
Thora.
can't hear you.
Yeah.
Because you pushed it. Here.
Oh, okay. They're okay. Here's Don
Can you
trying to
hear
get
now?
his Bluetooth earphones to work. Okay.
Can you hear now?
No,
There we go. Can you hear me, Don?
I can't hear you.
Don? We're being censored by the FFA.
What are you doing?
Evidently. No,
Turn it
wait,
off.
that's not FFA. FCC?
FCC.
Oh, FCC.
geez.
No,
Come on.
it's the airplanes that don't want us to be on.
Yeah.
Can you hear it now?
No.
They want us to shut down
Can't
our
hear a thing.
devices so they can
Turn this
land
on. It's not
safely.
even on.
Yeah, right, because too
Oh,
many
yeah.
people. The pilots
what
have a
you do?
phone on and are watching Channel 50.
They're downloading it, and because if we're all on the Wi-Fi, the download will be slower. So that's why the
You
pilots
keep
say,
hitting
"Hey,
this. Here, put that
ours
in.
first."
Put that
There
in.
you go.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say it was the NSA. The NSA likes to jump in and just shut things down. So.
Look at this FFA
Okay.
then. Oh, whatever.
Don't
FFA
touch this.
censorship. Whoa, it's
Can
all
you hear?
those Chinese balloons.
Can you hear?
Oh, that's got to be one. You know, did you see the one in Hawaii that had the little laser? You there, Don? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, Don's back. Hey, we're on TV, and I forgot to start the timer. Okay, let's see. That'll help us out a little bit. And oh, you know what? I got it. Hold on. We'll do it this way. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Wait a minute. I'm going to start the timer over again. Stop. Okay, here we go. Reset. Here we go. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with none other than Mr. Don Stroud, who's got some amazing stories. And I want to ask you, Don, you rub shoulders with some of the biggest stars in the industry, right? Did you ever get nervous? Were you ever starstruck?
Well, that's a tough one because I found when I was in the first day of camera, the Virginian and Marcus Welby and stuff, I
Yeah.
was so at home, and I had an affair with the camera. There was something about the lens and all that that I kind of fell in love, and we were like flirting with each other. It was very well. I went, oh, I like this, and I'd look at the camera. Then I'd ask the camera, can I look inside there and see what it is? And it was just so. I said, oh, I like this. So I had sort of a romance with all that, and then I learned very fast about where the camera is and where you're in focus and where you're not, and where your light is and where your mark is. Acting has a lot to do with a lot of technical things that I learned very fast and very easy. They just sort of, I said, oh, I get it. It's over here. Oh, this is a little better right there. And you talk over here. And then off camera, being off camera, you don't realize how important it is to be off camera, because your words is making that come this way. Rod Steiger told me that when I was doing Amityville Horror. He said, when you're off camera, you're listening, even though you're not on camera, you're listening to this story, and you're storytelling a story, and it's a part of the story. So when it is your turn, and even if not, they'll use your voice in different spots when you're not on and stuff. And I learned a lot from Rod Steiger about that. But as far as being nervous,
Yeah.
the only time I really got nervous was at Sunset Beach. When I got caught
15
outside.
feet,
I
yeah.
got a little nervous, brother.
Oh
When
man.
it went 15
Yeah,
feet, I went, oh my God.
and so for those who may be, not be familiar with what Don was just talking about, is if James and I are shooting a scene and the close up is on James, for instance, right, and he's here and he's doing lines and I'm off camera supporting him, and if, correct me if I'm wrong, Don, you're saying that you have to give it the acting, even if the camera isn't pointing at you?
Well, off camera is so important to make it all right. You got to make it
Yeah.
all right. They're listening to you. Don't forget, you have to compliment. I always played the third, second lead. I played some leads, but my claim to fame, my work hours, was with Clint and Rod Steiger and Shelley and these people.
Yeah.
And I had to make them look good. So and especially Murder, She Wrote and stuff. Her and I got along so well. God rest her soul. We talked to each other on the camera. When I was off camera, she was off camera. We talked the same as when I was on and when I was off. A lot of people, they don't do it that way because it's just so important. It's like you become that one person, because when you're edited and the scene is on, everything is pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
pop. You know what I mean? But when you're shooting it, it's
Wow.
it's different.
Now I know a lot of these guys, became your good friends, right? Especially when the Malibu days. There were some wild stories about you guys. Any you can share with us?
You ever heard of Neville Brand?
No,
Neville Brand, the actor?
no.
Lee
I'm not
Marvin?
Lee Marvin, of course. Yeah, and
We all lived out in Malibu. Everybody lived out there. Lee Marvin was Neville Brand was a famous decorated Marine. He was a good. He played Al Capone, and he played the best Al Capone I've ever seen. He played. This is going years ago. He's been gone a long time. But we used to drink at a place called the Raft, and we used to drink. Those days the parties were quite serious.
yes,
Quite serious. But we lived by Topanga Canyon, which is, if you know California and Malibu.
I lived in Topanga Canyon for a while.
Oh, what a jamming joint that is, man.
Oh,
But
yeah.
and then we lived down the road in Malibu, but we all hung around there. The Raft was this place there. So we all drank there, amongst other things. And there was a lot of hot and cold running ladies also,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it was a very nice place.
Wow. So and what about I heard you also hung out with Stacy Keach, one of my favorite actors.
Keach?
Yeah.
Oh, we did a great series together called Mike Hammer. He was Mike
That's
Hammer.
right.
So they asked me to play Mike Hammer. I had to do an audition in front of about 50 producers at CBS or NBC. I can't remember what it was. And I went in and did the audition, and I did a pretty good reading. You have to do a reading
Yeah,
on
sure.
stage. And I didn't get the part.
Oh.
So I says, what about Captain Chambers? They said, you got it. I didn't even have to read for it. So it's funny how things work out like that. And of course, they gave it to Stacy, and Stacy, he played Mike Hammer. That's Mike Hammer. I wasn't Mike Hammer.
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Hammer was more New York, I wasn't quite into that groove yet. But Stacy got the part. What a great show that was. It didn't last too long because we had problems. I don't know if you know the problems, but Stacy got arrested for cocaine.
Yeah.
He
Well,
was doing a play, flying to London to do a play, and he was sniffing cocaine at the time. And he had a bottle of cocaine on him. And the custom man's, don't touch my bag, if you please, Mr. Custom Man.
yeah,
And he opened up
exactly.
his bag and said, what's this? Went to jail, Rayford prison for 2 years.
I didn't know
Stop
that.
the Oh, yeah, this is during the Mike Hammer series. They canceled that show. And we had 13 shows ordered when he got arrested. We were on hiatus.
man.
And we were all making money like I've never known or never made before. It was really top of the line money. Everybody lost their jobs. We all went different places. I turned around and got the Gidget on Kahuna after that. So I went right to work, which is another great part.
Here,
But
Linda says.
Stacy,
Yeah, I'm saying here, Linda says, and Don plays a mean set of bongos. How did you have to actually audition and play drums for the Buddy Holly story?
you know, I'm a two-bit drummer. I can play drums, but I'm a bongo player, congo player. I play percussion. I can play bongos and congos with anybody. But
Yeah.
drumsticks was kind of another world. We shot. They hired me for the movie with Gary Busey, which was an honor because
Sure.
I could play like ding, 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 ding. I was on the stage where they shot Gone with the Wind. It was at the Marco Studios, one of the famous old studios. And I would sit there for 3 weeks and played the Buddy Holly in between the two speakers over and over and over and over. And it all came. And it was such a great experience. I kind of lived by fantasy of being a drummer
Sure.
when I was a kid, or I wanted to be a guitar player or a drummer, rock and roll. Everybody wants to be a rock and roll star. This was my rock and roll star. It was the greatest film. We played the Apollo Theater in
I remember
Harlem.
my favorite scene in that movie. And you know what, Don?
It was
We're
great.
gonna talk about that when we come back for the last segment.
Okay.
More with
And-
Don Stroud on Channel 50.
And with Gary
right after
Busey.
this.
Gary Busey.
And Gary Busey. Yeah.
He's playing the bongos right now.
Yeah, I heard you playing the bongos as we went to break.
Oh, you're
there, Don.
kidding. Oh, no.
Well, remember, every time I go to break, your mic is still hot, right? But no problem. Right now, we're doing the internet portion of it. So let's go to the chat here. And before we do the last segment, let me reset this. Okay. We stop, and then
Two more segments, right?
2 more segments.
We're doing total of
6.
6. Okay,
How many was that?
because we did one. He did.
Nani, are you keeping track of the of the segments? Let me know. I'm lost. Yeah, the Apollo scene, Don. You know, you guys at the when you know that scene where you walk out and it's the Apollo, and I love the scene before it where Gary Busey tells Buddy Holly playing Buddy Holly, well then pay us and we'll leave. We don't have to perform. And the guy goes, "Nah, you're going on." What was that like?
Well, the audience thought we were black. It was that
Yeah,
simple.
yeah.
So when they opened the curtain, there's these white boys.
Well, it's the
white
Apollo.
boys have never played the Apollo. Apollo is
Yeah.
black. Always has been. And we froze and nobody said a word. There was like 500 people. Of course, this we were shooting the movie, like 500-600 people. It was just silence. And Buddy Holly said, well, we didn't expect to see you all either. Peggy, my Peggy's too. And the place went crazy. And the drum was boom. And the place went crazy. And it was
Yeah.
a great part of the show, but it's all a true story too, which was such fun to play, like the Ed Sullivan Show. There's another one, was like the Apollo Theater, introduced Buddy Holly. But just before we did the Ed Sullivan Show, Gary and I had a beef because I started drinking. My character started drinking.
Yeah,
And
I
just
saw
before
that.
the show, I knocked his tooth out. Buddy Holly's tooth out. We're going to perform with the Ed Sullivan Show. So he took some gum and he put the gum up inside his tooth, and we did the scene. You have to see the scene to
True,
appreciate
true,
it. But it's
no,
all
true story too. True story, right? I
Yeah.
mean, this
And
this is
that
the
sort of was the end of the
biopic.
thing. Of
Yeah,
course, after that, I would have been on the plane. We broke up.
yeah,
The Big Bopper was on the plane. Richie Valent, La
yeah.
Bamba. The Big Bopper was Chantilly Lace, Pretty
Right.
Face. And
And
Buddy
pretty
Holly had
face.
Peggy Sue, Baby Baby. Oh boy, that'll be the day. Oh, he
Hey,
was a
hey,
good
Don.
writer.
Miles Wilcox, and he's a music teacher in Boston, a regular on the show. You see that what he's saying there? Let's hear some
Right.
bongos. You got a set of bongos you can grace us
Yeah,
with?
you want to hear? You want me
Yeah,
to
of
play?
course.
Give me my bongo.
Yeah, hold on. Okay,
Can
and
I
I tell
back
you what,
up?
let's play a little for the last segment, so we do them on TV. Okay, hold on,
Can
not
you see
yet.
the?
Yeah. Wait.
Okay.
Oh, let me go away.
I'll
I'll
have to
come
back
back
up. Oh,
and then
you
we'll.
can't see the bongos though.
I'll go like this.
Yeah, that's okay. But again, remember when I go to break, I can the mic is still hot. Okay, Don. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, let me see if I can do this. And by the way, Nani says we have done 5 segments, so this coming up will be the last one. Okay. Hang out there,
Oh, I want
Don.
to do more.
No, wait, no, yeah, we got one more segment. We can do more after we finish up the TV show. Okay, we can still go on with the internet. So, but hold on, here we go. How you doing, everybody? And welcome back. You're watching the Daily Pidgin on Channel 50, Hawaii, KKAI. That's right. And we are on every day at 7 p.m. And then there's a rebroadcast at 7 a.m. and then at 12:30 p.m. So 3 times a day. Mahalo. And in case you're just joining us, hold on. Let me start my timer. Okay. Boom. In case you're just joining us, we shoot a internet show and edit out the show. So when you see things like, "Whoo, yes, let's see some drums and stuff," these comments, they're from the live chat. You can join us on most platforms. Search Andy Bumatai every day, weekday at 3 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. And our guest, we are so happy to have Mr. Don Stroud. Hey, Don, got the bongos ready. I see that. We
This saved my life in high school.
we ended the last segment talking about you in the Buddy Holly story as a drummer, and you said, I'm mostly a bongo player. And then Miles from Boston said, let's hear some bongos. So
You
what
got
do you
it?
say?
I see like a chase scene through Waikiki International, old international marketplace. Get him. Oh, he's fast too.
Wow.
Something like that.
Ta-da! Yeah! There you go. I remember, Don, I don't know if you remember this, but we were walking through the lobby of the Outrigger Hotel where the Blue Note is now, right? And they have that beautiful koa canoe, right? Do you remember that, Don? In the
That's
lobby there?
Steamboat's canoe. Yeah.
That was yeah. And you walked over and said, "Guy, I remember this canoe." And you tapped on it a little bit, and it went doom. And you went, "Ooh, doom, 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 boom, doom, boom." And
That's
you
how you
started
start.
getting to yeah, on this canoe, and the security guard came over and went, "Hey, bro, stop eating the canoe." And everybody around was going, "Ah," because what a sound,
We play at the Elks Club a lot. I don't know if people know the Elks Club. It's a great club up by Diamond Head. And I play with Tito Baronolas. I play with Melvin Lead. I sit in with them, and we have a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Danny Kellikini, who just passed away. Danny was a good friend too.
Look at it. Danny says, "Slap them skins, Don." There we go. How's that?
Well, you need a little saxophone and a little bass and a guitar, maybe a set of congos, little timbales. Who play?
And look, Dal Rivera says, "Oh, he's awesome on the bongos." Right on. There we go. Nice. Hey, Hanakaulani. Aloha and no, that's not Augie. This is James. Augie was my co-host, and now because of his city council stuff, he can't make it anymore. But guess what? He's missing out because we got Don Stroud. How's that? Nah. Yeah.
Hockey's a good guy.
Yeah, oh, great guy. And here's Hanakaulani saying, "How's he, Don? Aloha no." There we go. Yeah. So, hey,
Ahoy ho,
Don,
ahoy ho.
so what's up? What's up now? I mean, I know you had some health issues, but it sounds and you look like you beat them.
Well, I stay in shape the best I can. I have a gym here where we live, and we have a big pool. So I swim and do the best I can. But my wife, my bodyguard, we eat real good. I think that's where it's at, you know. And I don't drink anymore. I used to drink, believe me, a lot. I haven't drank in years, and I think that's kind of a pretty good deal too.
Yeah.
And I don't smoke. I think the booze is the kiss of death when you get older. Anyway, it's a long story, the booze. I'm glad I don't drink. But not smoking, not drinking, eating well, and I swim. I can swim a half a mile.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I'm going to be 80 years old.
Sure. Yeah. Anything coming up we should know about?
Well, you mean work-wise?
Oh, anything. I mean.
Well, I can't mention it because if I did mention it, it's going to be on before I mention it.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because
But,
this airs later. What we're talking about now is.
I'm waiting for Quentin Tarantino to call me.
Well, you were in Django. What was it?
Django Unchained. Do you want to hear the story?
Yeah, I love it.
I
And
didn't think it was him.
go
I'm
ahead.
sitting there. I heard a rumor that he wanted me to be in his movie. Why would he want me to be in his movie? I haven't worked in years. I get a phone call. He goes, "Hey, Don, how you doing? This is Quentin Tarantino." And I kind of went, "Oh, somebody's putting me on, right?"
Yeah.
He asked me to be in his film. I said, "What time you want me to be there, and I'll work for free." It was a small part, but it was a great part. I played the
Great
sheriff.
part.
The honor to work with him. We had
Jamie
Leo
Foxx.
DiCaprio,
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Sure.
All the old guys
Oh,
from the 60s and
the
70s.
casting was brilliant. And I got an opportunity to work with these people. But to work with Quentin Tarantino was such an honor. He was a big fan of mine. And you go like, isn't that nice? All these years, he could name 20 movies that I did. And I'm going, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And we became really good friends. Now, he's in Israel now, and he might be doing a new film. I'll fly to Israel and do that film. Small part. I'm not looking to do leads or falling down the stairs anymore.
Yeah.
It's something nice, and I'd love to do another one. But right now, I'm basically retired,
Well, I'll tell you what, Don, I want to thank you so much for being on our very first Daily Pidgin on Channel 50 here in Hawaii and Las Vegas on Sundays. And you know what, brah? We got to hang more.
Ahoy ho!
Oh, there we go.
Johnny Carson. They keep breaking.
Oh, thank you, Eli78, for following. And we are now back on the internet. And guess what? Pressure's
You only
off.
get so long.
Yeah, there we go. I got to tell you something, though. Don, when you get a part like in Django, right? And this is just an actor question, right? You get a part like Django, when you walk down onto that street, which one shot just before you got shot, that whole presence thing, what's going through your mind?
Well, that scene, let's face it, I've done that scene a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was like back at my gig, man. This is my gig. And I was with the actor Christoph Waltz. Did you ever see Glorious Bastards? Oh, what a brilliant actor.
Yes.
Brilliant actor. He's the one I was doing the scene with. And I went,
Yeah.
okay, you're working with one of the guys now. And we just grooved, man. It was so real. It was so real. And then when I was dying, something in my head made me go, I jumped. And Chris said, print that, print that.
Yeah.
It was like the dead man. He shot me in the head. And I reacted to that thing and I used it. I became like alive for a second and he loved it. That kind of stuff. So it was like, it was work. It was back to work, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just,
But that was instinctual.
Good acting is you can't, you and I talking, you can't sit there and think about the next word you're going to say. You gotta, in acting, that's why it's so important to know your lines. I knew everybody's lines.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a scholar by means of reader, you know.
Yeah.
When I did my script, I knew that script. And you know every line because you wait for that line and you do it, you do your move. You go, what'd you say? Did you say something? What? I mean, there's so many little things that aren't there that you're kidding. No, come on now.
Yeah,
Don't you give me that.
Get it.
There's so much of those little things that can make this whole thing really, what?
Wow.
And Rod Steiger just sit there. And the audience, you'll freeze the audience. But then you can't stay there too long. But you kind of like, here we go. And then you know, Rod Steiger told me that. So you play this game here, man. We're playing this volleyball game. It's something like that, you know.
Yeah.
There's so many different trips to it. But acting to me sometimes got so real that you go, oh, yeah, right. Cut. Oh, yeah. That's something. It's like kind of a Zen dream thing. I don't. It's a personal trip. Is what I can say. That's all I can say. But it was the best. The best. Great feeling.
You know, people would look at your career and go, here's a guy started out surfing on the beach and suddenly bang, 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 and everything just went wonderful. And suddenly, you know, here he is back in Hawaii living in a beautiful condo with a great view. And, you know, was there anything in your career that you look back on and wish you could change?
The booze, cocaine.
Yeah.
I got pretty strung out on cocaine for a while. Rubbing to my knees, Andy.
Wow.
Any of these young actors coming up, you don't see Tom Hanks and these brilliant actors getting in trouble to see. That's why they work all the time. And they're producers and they're directors and they're famous. They don't get into that shit. I started getting drunk. I started working drunk all the time. A lot of those shows I was drunk. I got away with it because I was kind of playing that kind of a part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was playing a dealer or I was playing a guy that drinks.
Or a crazy guy like Coogan's Bluff.
Well, that was Ringer, but that was one of my favorite parts of all the parts. But that's a long, long time ago.
But personal questions. I mean, that character was like this psycho LSD goblin weirdo. I mean, did you use any?
You know, that's kind of how it worked for me. I got not just that part. I played some strange part. I can remember doing a show with Cheryl Ladd, and she's in this convertible. The car's broken down, and I come up to the convertible, and she's got the windows up. And it's a convertible top, and I take the knife, and I open up the top of the thing like that. Can I help you with anything? You know, I mean, these terrible people, and white supremacists and stuff like that. I played so much of those guys. And they love me. All these guys, you know what I mean? The other group loves me. I'm not involved with all that, but those people are all fans of mine because I kind of like. If you ever saw
the white supremacist people,
I have the black kid on the ground and I'm pushing stuff, and I'm not like that anywhere in the world. Well, and the audience was booing and all that stuff. And I'm going, I'm going to get killed here. This show's going to get killed.
Here. But you know, did not being a prejudicial supremacist help playing the part?
Well, I played so many different parts, and I try to make the people like the bad guy. There's so many things you can do to make them like the bad guy. A lot of bad guys are just mean and nasty. You don't like them in the movie. But this one, the guy was funny. The guy, he said some funny things. Yeah. You know what I mean? That we got in there and worked, and you kind of like the bad guy. I think that's what worked for me so well. I think I played the bad guy so good. I didn't play like an evil. I did, but there was a little something else in there that worked.
No, but I mean, case in point, the Joker in Batman, in the modern Batman. I mean, tell me you didn't like that guy, you know? And then Phoenix's turn on the Joker when in the movie The Joker, he sucked you in. You went, you know what, man, I get it, right?
That was quite a movie, like Dogger.
Oh,
Those were heavy movies. Those
heavy.
were heavy movies, and but sometimes you go, what are we watching here? It's like,
Yeah.
what are we watching? We're watching the news, or we're watching a movie here?
Let
But
me ask you
that's
this.
what it is.
Hey, Don, have you ever turned down a part that you wish you hadn't?
Well, in the old days, some of the TV, I wanted to be. There was a time where I kind of was doing really good stuff, and they wanted me to do some stuff that I didn't want to do, and one was with Sandra Dee and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I kind of didn't want to go that way. I didn't feel comfortable. I felt more comfortable with Peter Falk and those guys that were
Yeah.
all day at the studio and all they were doing all those shows, and there was a lot of good actors out there. So a few things, but it's my gig, and I got paid. And in those
Right.
days, we weren't making a lot of money, so a gig was a gig.
But you
You
did a
know.
lot of whoa, hold on. What the heck? Am I hit the wrong? Oh, thank you. Where's Don? Oh, there he is. Okay, I gotta. Yeah, sorry, Don. But you know what? There's no way you could have turned down any Hawaii Five O's, though. Is there?
Oh, those were great shows. Jack Lord and I got along so well. I did 4 shows
Yeah.
in 10 years. I did 4 shows, so every other year. I played one in a wheelchair. He was a Marine that got shot in the war, and he
Yeah.
had it against the cops. And I was a sniper at night shooting cops in the wheelchair. There's another one. Jack Lord pushed me down there thing in the wheelchair and
Yeah.
killed me. Then I played a hitman. The first
Never
one I
seen
played
that.
a hitman from Chicago, where I fell in love with this girl. They wanted me to come and knock her off, but I fell in love with her.
Yeah.
I didn't know her, so I fell in love with her. So I killed another girl, dumped the body into the alleyway, and put the watch on the girl. So then the mafia found out, and I was in love with this girl, Adrian Sachs, good actress. Then the mafia made me kill her. Al Harrington and I was the bad guy. He wasn't the cop then. He was the bad guy with me. We were both the bad guys. And it was such fun because before I became an actor, we lived down the street from a restaurant called the Catalyst Broiler. And here we are as an actor, years later, shooting in that scene where you had dinner 20 years ago as,
Yeah,
as,
yeah,
a, as
yeah.
a thing. But
Wow.
Hawaii
You know,
Five-O was the best.
I'll tell you what, Don, what amazes me is you can go back and talk about all these different movies and TV shows you've been in, and you remember some of the details that what? I mean, is that a
Well,
knack or is it just because you,
that's kind of like you were asking about knowing your lines and knowing your script and stuff.
yeah.
It sticks.
Oh,
It sticks.
okay.
I can remember, I could do my scene right now from quite a few films that I did years ago. I'm there. I can remember the thing. I can remember the feeling. I can remember the smell. Shelley Winters told me something about that. When you walk into your mother's room, what did you smell at the dressing table? Oh, I smelled maybe a little talcum powder, a little makeup. Maybe I smelled that lipstick and stuff.
Yeah.
All that, you put that in that Stanislavski method, of course, in New York. He wanted me to go to New York and study with him, but I was working all the time, so I didn't go. But Al Pacino was there, and it was really great times. I love New York, by the way, too. I did many films in New York.
Yeah.
But it was just learning all those things through the year and to hang on to them and to use them. That's a Stanislavski method, which
Yeah.
is, I think, is really a great way to go because you're up there trying to be as honest as you can. You can even smell what's going on,
Wow.
and there's nothing to smell. You can see some things that maybe aren't there.
But you go there in your mind, right?
Oh, that's where it is. It's all right there. That's the whole thing, That's why that off-camera, on-camera thing, you sort of try to get into each other's head because you want to be good at all your scenes. So a lot of people, I've seen actors do this. When they're off camera, they're kind of just
Yeah.
giving your lines. Oh, no, don't you do that, man. You give everything you got. You play the scene. You make your moves that you made, and you do your expressions. Don't just read your lines because he has to hear what you're saying and react to what you said. And that's what acting is all about. It's like telling a great lie. You know, the other day, it's terrible, Andy. I fell down the stairs and this dog came and rescued me. It was licking my face and I had blood all over me. I didn't know what to do. I was screaming for my wife and the cops came and stuff. And it's all fairy tale, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
But you're telling this story and people go, really? But I got caught up a few times trying to do that. And it wasn't funny. In real life, I would break into a scene with someone, them not realizing that I was not putting them on, but I was trying some stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not a good thing to do because you're not, you're really just lying to a person telling a story. But that's part of acting. You got to be a good liar.
Who was it? Who was it that said it's okay to act, just don't get caught doing it?
Jack Nicholson, those guys. He said, "Don't forget when I always look two ways now, even on a one-way street."
Yeah.
Always look two ways. Same idea. You'll get caught here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, Don, thank you so much for being a part of our internet show and our first television show. This will air, the show will air on March 6th. It'll be our first show, the Daily Pidgin on TV. So thank you so much for being here and brought great stories, amazing stuff.
Well, we got a whole bunch more, so maybe sometime we'll do some other ones.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Yeah.
My pleasure. Ahui ho in Hawaii means see you down the road.
Hui ho, gang. And thanks everyone for joining us that was in the chat and that subscribed and that donated and whatever you did. And thank you for being here and all the kind words you had for Mr. Don Stroud, because I tell you what, Don, you deserve every single one of them. Aloha, gang. Thanks, Al.
Aloha, brother. Mahalo.